Hello everyone, this Hangout on Air is live. I am Rosie O'Kelly and this is the Rosie O'Kelly channel. It is, good sound. It is Thursday, August 10th, 2017 here on the ranch on a special hello and welcome to all of you. I hope your week has been going well. I've got so much done today and this week that I decided to get my head out of the computer and just have a little bit of chat fun tonight. So I want to welcome all of you for a little Saturday, well, I keep thinking Saturday night. Hey, how you doing, Lance, for Thursday night? Little tROLL-A-rAMA. And a tROLL-A-rAMA is very simple. It's not my origination. It came from Camper Van Carl a couple years ago when Camper Van Carl worked at a Motel 6 or a Days Inn in Houston, Texas. He would work the night shift and he would start up a evening chat usually around 9 p.m. Central Time and go to about 5 o'clock in the morning or so. And at that time, it was kind of cool, you know, before Elvis went off the rails and all that. We would, he'd have some people on the panel, and it was a lot of fun. There were no mods, no boots, and it was a blast. And it was called tROLL-A-rAMA. So this is it. They tell me that Carl has passed on to the next life. I kind of find that a little difficult to believe. I mean, when we think somebody leaves YouTube, we just think it's impossible that somebody ever leaves the bottom of YouTube. They just, you know, chill out for a while, close their channel down. Then they're like, oh, I miss my bottom of YouTube family. I can't wait to get back. Can't wait to get back. Can't wait to get back on YouTube again. So there's no escaping gravity. Hey, Epod. Hi, Eddie. So nice to see you. So there's no escaping YouTube. So I'm not sure. Carl might be around in another form, but in any event, you are missed on YouTube. And if you've passed on, God love you and keep you. So Bobby is here. He's just having his usual Thursday night pizza with Missy Jen in there, kind of chilling out tonight. So what is going on with you guys tonight on YouTube? Hey, Jinx had her wrong account. Jinx, how many accounts do you have on it? Jinx was Epod. Nice to see you. Hope you're, I guess, I don't know if you're finished school or you'll be starting up school again soon, Jinx, because got to be getting close. Next Monday, our city schools start here in Santa Rosa. So, oh, that's my original cat. Oh, okay. All right, good for you. Okay, starting back in a few weeks. Do you mind me asking what you're studying in school? Am I going to be like the topic of a term paper or a doctoral dissertation? If I am, at least send me a rough cut of it. Okay, Jinx is majoring in communications. That's cool. All right. So tROLL-A-rAMA, the ground rules were simple, just like they were in Carl's day. I mean, I do have Juice and Greg as regular moderators, but they know when they come in on tROLL-A-rAMA that we don't boot anybody, and we don't do any e-begging here, and we don't block anybody. So, and Lord knows I get roasted enough in these in these things. Oops. Let's see. The boss. Oh, you guys are quiet tonight out there. I know when I don't have a schedule to hang out, it's really a lot of times it can be a lot of fun. And I know we're like really right now in the dog days of summer. A lot of my friends are on vacation. A lot of people at work are on vacation. It's funny how they choose to go on vacation. Just when the back to school season hits and everybody needs their vaccinations and everybody needs their physicals and all the paperwork to get shuffled and all of that crap. Lucky me. Bobby, how are you doing?
Good. Get my EKG next week.
Yeah. Make sure
The new one.
Make sure you still have heart.
Yeah.
You're definitely not a banker.
Make sure it's still beating. And when you get to have surgery. Take like 3 weeks off.
What are you taking a month off, Bobby?
Huh?
Are you taking a month off?
Well, between 2 and 4 weeks.
Oh, that means in 2 weeks you'll be back there. Insane. I'm taking 1 week off. I have my remember I had the 3B package from the surgeon, the butt, the boobs, and now the belly, what they call a bikini tuck there. So that finishes my triple play. Over there.
New blood. New blood in the company. I give you a pep talk. You're the new future volunteer wheel. I'm the past.
Rosie, tell me you've been watching Big Brother. Okay, now I know you probably aren't though because you're busy. Yeah, I never really got into the Big Brother thing too much. I'm not much of a TV watcher. I don't think there's anything really on TV, at least for me, that's superior to the stuff that I can find. You know, when you follow people and their lives unfolding on YouTube and stuff, I think it's really fascinating because you can have an interconnection with these people on YouTube that I can't have on Big Brother and stuff. And I kind of like that. And I just think like YouTube is all like original programming. And there's no such thing as reruns, right? Everything's all fresh. As Paul would say, it's trickery and fuckery, right? Trisha Paytas is on there. Is that the one that's like the mukbanger or something?
So other than that, how would you do?
Gosh, that name rings a bell. I think she's something. Okay. Yeah, I think I only saw mukbang stuff's not really my thing, but I think I saw her on a couple videos. No, but I didn't even know they had a UK edition, to tell you the truth. So it's all new to me. Hey, Chumley, how are you? Chumley the dog in the house. Nice to see you, Chumley. And you know what? If I was going to have a dog, Chumley would be a great name for it. She cries on her kitchen floor, and it's epic. She cries on her kitchen floor. Shit, I do that, and I'm not even on TV. I think things will gear up for your Rosie girl. Once I'm on the road and underway, I think it's going to be very, very interesting once we're underway and traveling and doing a lot of moving around and stuff. It's going to be, you know, I've been static and working hard and basically not being a pussy when it came to fulfilling my responsibilities and stuff. So I can't wait to cut loose. Let's see. The boss says, "Hello, boss. Hey, Rosie, that spaghetti top will not keep you warm on the winter ocean at Bodega Bay." No, I would wear a sweatshirt with a layer. I don't think I'd wear this in November to go out crabbing on the Pacific Ocean. I was thinking about my teeny weeny micro silver string bikini. How about that one? Or else the gold. It's got to be either gold or silver or the blue metallic, the big three. Shit. Get some duck hunting. I'm not going to invest all that money into going out on the water. Sorry. It's not my style. I've spent too much time on the water. I know what my comfort zone is at duck hunting.
But they came back outdoors.
No, I'm not. The hell I am. You see what I wear out there. I'm not buying some expensive gear. I'm cheaper than hell. I'm not spending a thin dime on it. If I have to go hypothermia, I'll have a smile on my face that I didn't put the money out. It's not going to be that cold in November out there. The weather here doesn't really get nasty until late December and January. I mean, I've had 75 degrees at Christmas time. So spend money just like you brought your truck. I don't like to spend money. It sticks to my fingers, you know. I'm kind of known as the Jack Benny of the community here.
Well, there is.
We're going in November, not January. Thing's so tight. I tell you, I know my boobs have grown a half a cup size since I had that surgery. Spend money, no. Save money, save money, save money. Shit. So what's going on with you, boss? Everything good in prison? Bobby, boss wants me to get a full duck hunting outfit. Warm inside, a heavy shell, just what you need to ensure that you sink to the bottom of the ocean when you go over. Dorn Beach is sold out until December. I told you that we would stay here and just leave early in the morning and just launch the boat, but you have to time it so that you're crabbing on the incoming tide.
Even when I was on the boat up there yesterday, I had my life.
Everybody and his mother be out there with their crabbing and fishing gear and everything. That's not a surprise.
Yeah, no matter how nice it is, it's always cold and windy.
Notice no mention of Janet going crabbing, right?
Good. The boss is already on your hangout?
Oh, yeah, the boss is on. The boss is on the hangout. The boss is on the hangouts. Just get lousy life jackets, nothing fancy. Oh, boy. Go cheap. Go cheap. That's the key to success. All we need is the standard orange buoys, like right around the neck. Hello, everybody. Just tuning in to a Thursday night tROLL-A-rAMA. Just hanging out a little bit tonight. 3 or 4 hours. No mods, no boots, no whining. Everybody's welcome. Boss says life on the water isn't cheap. It doesn't have to be expensive either. Toss a hand line off the pier there and pull those babies in like we used to do on Chesapeake Bay. Get the net and net them with a hand line. Those greedy crabs would be hanging on, just scoop right under them, and that's it.
When I was 19, George, I remember when I was 19.
We going out. Who's going out?
I remember when I was 19.
I don't remember 19. I don't remember Jack. Yeah, we going out. No pier crabbing. So, you know, it's like, it's as expensive as you want it to be, okay? Is it the experience, is it the fun, or is it crabbing, you know?
You're 38, you're 48 now.
So welcome, everybody. We got 24 people in the house tonight. I guess a lot of people are eating dinner, or else they've been gagged with duct tape over their mouths here. It is the harvest. Hey, series, how are you? We've got series 1969. Thank goodness. 2 good things happened in 1969. Jen was born in 69, and the astronauts landed on the moon. Otherwise, it was a disastrous year. 68 and 69 were like forgettable years where I grew up. I'm doing good. Hey, Unencumbered, nice to see you, my friend. I'm doing good. I'm just hanging out. I've gotten a lot of work done. I got some big announcements coming up next week. I'm looking forward to emphasizing them in relation to our travel. Hopefully next week we'll be able to, we got some things to enhance our comfort on the bed in the rig. Hopefully next week we'll be going out for another overnighter. And that'll be fun. Maybe we'll head down to a different city and kind of hang out. That'll be good. And then I got some general announcements too with some stuff. So, so what's going on with you, Unencumbered? You've got to keep moving forward. I'm so excited to finally be anticipating being on the road and doing vids from our travels and stuff. I love doing that stuff. Tomorrow we're going to take a cool little trip to tomorrow afternoon. I think that you'll enjoy before Friday night restaurant reviews tomorrow night. I hope you all enjoyed the Mel's Original Diner in San Francisco. That was kind of nice. That's great. Unencumbered says, planning my life on the road. That is awesome. Boss says, enhance your duck gear for crab fishing. You have had 3 RVs now. Guns. Yeah, I think everybody should be proficient with a handgun. Yes, I've had multiple guns in my life. I'm not going to get heavy gear for crabbing. You're going to be going out there on the water and chucking your gear. I had to make me something to eat before I could chat. I had to make 2 pizzas because I dropped the first on the floor. See, Jen, I'm not the only one that drops stuff on the floor. Unencumbered says, I've never even touched a gun. I never enjoyed long arms. I always enjoyed short arms, pistols, revolvers, those type of things. Something I can wield in very close quarters. I have this fear of going down a corridor in a hallway when somebody breaks in and I'm the butt of my rifle or my shotgun smacking against the wall and stuff. I don't have to worry about that with short arms. Hello, Missy Jen. Say hi.
Hi.
She's hiding out. Don't even ask me to be on hang out tonight.
No, I'm not
I just asked you to say hi.
Hi.
Rosie cannot see or think past her breast. That's right. Let's just say when I hit the water in the boat, I'll be doing just fine. No worries at all. Okay, Unencumbered says, living in Chicago, I'm starting to see the wisdom in having one. Well, I hope you're in the north side of Chicago, which is really a beautiful area. I mean, I've been, you know, when I went out there and I saw Elvis, I saw the Skokie area around there. Some of the other nicer neighborhoods. Had my Italian beef sandwich, my real Chicago hot dogs. Don't ask for ketchup. I'm telling you guys, do not ask for ketchup on those hot dogs. Yeah, Evanston. Yeah, that's it. Nice. You go to Skokie, that's where all the Jewish area is with the Jewish delis and all that stuff over there. I think that's where Narse went to school, was in Skokie over there. I can't wait to get back to Chicago. I can't wait till Jen sees Chicago. What a great food town. Boss says, Rosie, have you ever been to Doran Beach? I've just driven by. I've never driven into the park there because you have to pay to get in, which is generally a barrier to, okay, a barrier to my expeditions. Unencumbered says, I love Skokie. I go to the Salvation Army often. That's cool. Hey Tess, how are you, sweetie? I can't wait to check out your drone flying with your Phantom. Just have not had a moment today to look at Jack. So I hope you're doing good, sweetie. We're Jen is the Department of Drones. Boss says, cool, go to Chicago. Well, that's the plan. Chicago, Santa Fe, Phoenix, Taos, whatever the hell it is. Yeah, boss, it seems that you are better than around here. Well, let's just say I've done enough around here. It's time to roll on. Tess says, I'm going to have fun with the drone. It's awesome. That's cool. No, boss, retirement means fulfilling my dreams of seeing something of this nation. I've driven cross country 3 times back and forth and never got a chance to stop and see anything. Well, that's going to be different this time. It's going to be like Jimmy Stewart in A Wonderful Life, right? Packing up that suitcase. I want to think big. Give me a big suitcase. I'm going all kinds of places. I want to kick the dust off of my shoes, off of this town and go. Siri says, I crashed my friend's drone. No, local coast and crabbing is in for me. Absolutely, it's in. I can't wait to go crabbing. It's been a lot of years since I went crabbing. My crabbing has always been on Chesapeake Bay and on the eastern shore in Ocean City. Hey, Sal. Yikes, the drone is a friend's drone. I don't want to do that. Yeah, I'd be so fearful of wrecking a drone. That's why Jen is the Department of Drones. So she's doing the research right now. We're thinking, what is it, Jen? The DJ, what the hell was it? The Mavic Pro? Jen?
Mavic Pro, yeah.
Hey, Josh. Sal says, don't you get tired? Not too much. I'm very high energy. If I get 4 or 6 hours of sleep a night, I'm good to go. I'm kind of like Tess. I can't do what Tess does. Tess will go 30, 36 hours with no sleep. That's a haul. The Phantom 4 is a good one. Hi, Ms. Linda. Ms. Linda in the house. The Phantom 4 is a good one. Yeah, is that a 4K flyer test, or it has its own independent controller? You don't need to use your phone, because like my T-Mobile shitty service, it's like just when it thinks at a critical moment, flying over the bridge is like goes into a power dive right into the oncoming traffic. Yeah, the boss says some of the Dungeons crabbing vids put their GoPros on the crab traps underwater. Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to leave them down overnight. I mean, we used to drop our crab traps for about 20 minutes or so and then pull them up. Crabs are pretty mobile along the bottom. Jess says, I don't go that long without sleep on purpose. I hear you. Siri says, I want to save for a good drone, one that I can't crash. I'm not sure if do they have drone insurance? They must sell something, you know. Oh, pardon me. I think they've developed the technology now, so if the thing goes out of control or you lose touch, it automatically returns to its base, like a good homing sense on it.
You don't want GPS.
Yeah, GPS. No, I need to use a smartphone, which is odd. You would think that expensive wouldn't need the phone. Yeah, that's what Jen wants, to get one that has an independent controller to it. Oh yeah, Tess. I'm surprised you guys get crabs up there that far north, because of course I grew up on Chesapeake Bay and we were blue crabbing all the time in shitty water down in the off of Bethlehem Steel. You can imagine the fucking metals that I've eaten in those crabs and stuff. Oh, Unencumbered said we yawned at the exact same moment. Yeah, the boss says, Rosie, we drop traps and rockfish and halibut fish. Yeah. I'm going to need a much heavier rod than what I have. I'm going to take one of my ocean rods. The Phantom 4 has returned to home. Yeah, that's a great thing to have. It's kind of it's kind of the dummy insurance policy. I think at first they didn't have that, and that thing would go out over the water, and you'd see like your battery suddenly drop low, because lithium batteries just die, right? They don't even warn you. They just go off the edge, and then that's it. Hi, Sue Ray. Nice to see you. No, I'll have my own rod with me. I'll be bringing my own ocean rod and reel. Let's see. Siri says, I've seen a drone that can dodge trees by itself. That's what I crashed into. Yeah. Yeah, I thought they had collision avoidance. Wow. Tess says, I had it up to 300 feet today. It can go 3.4 miles. That's a hell of a distance. Can it pick up beer for you, Tess, or a little pint? Hi, Ozzy Lozado in the house. Nice to see you too. Ozzy says, hello, Rosie. Happy to see you again. Welcome to tROLL-A-rAMA, Ozzy. No boots, no mods, no whining. So I would anticipate in October, when the Christmas sales start up, I think there'll be another big drop in prices. Schadenfreude says, what's the topic? Elvis, the broken van. You know, I haven't followed Elvis apart from what I've seen on here. you know, with the starter went out or something, and then evidently he's been uploading old videos. Yeah, Tess says this one avoids objects if they're big enough. Yeah, that's a good thing to have. That's an ideal setup. And you know what? That technology and that sensors are getting better and better. But I didn't see, Tess, whether yours is 1080 high definition or 4K on that. Hey, Jasmine Quinones in the house. Nice to see you, sweetie. No wine. Yeah, no whining or whining. You can have W-I-N-E. We just don't know W-H-I-N-I-N-G. Please let me know when you do distilling demonstration. Ozzy, you know I have a lot of videos up with running the rig and stuff. There's a lot of distilling videos there. I refer you to my video. It's called From Grains to Glass. It's probably the most definitive moonshining video out there now. I think it's got to be closing in on, like, I don't know, 50, 100,000 views. It takes it all the way from doing the mash all the way to, you know, pulling it off the still. So, thank you, Saray says, I love you, Rosie. Today you are different, look, and beautiful. Yeah, it's kind of weekday. I'm just chilling out. But thank you. Just happy to see my pal Jasmine here. I haven't seen, she has some phone follies for a while there. No, boss, I'm definitely looking forward to going out crabbing for sure. I can't wait. Because if we have good success and we hook into a nice batch of crabs, then it's going to be incentive to go out more often. Thank you, Ozzy says, I'm enjoying the previous videos. They're great. Yeah, it was a great time. Once or twice a year, we still fire up a batch just for old time's sake. But it's a lot of work. And when you can get something like 4 Roses that tastes real good, I mean, our stuff tastes good too. But after you do it enough, it you know, you've kind of done it. Sambo says, am I banned? Oh, we all know, Sambo, you're not banned. Boss says, camping and soaking the traps. Well, you want to, you know, boss, I'm just saying, we're not going to find a campsite on Bodega. We're going to have to spend the night here. And then get up at 4 o'clock in the morning and be out there early. We're only 30-minute ride from there, so there's no point. Imagine, Sambo would never be banned. I can't remember the comment he made on my video. I laughed my ass off. He is funny as hell. I love Sambo. I don't think you're going to really need a GPS that close to shore. It's more important to have a navigational chart. Hey, Kelly. Yeah, Sambo's great. Kelly Kapowski in the house says, I love Sambo too. Yeah, Sambo's awesome. He's funny as hell. Especially when he's got a knack for toilet humor and stuff. When he once in a while he gets a hold of something that's a little past its sell-by date, and it usually has repercussions. There you go. Fuck all of you. There we go. There's Sambo. Woo! There we go. I think the trick is, boss, you want to go in really light money-wise at first. Really light, and then just test it out. You know, in other words, my thought is that we'll be inside of Bodega Bay, so there's no point for all that heavy gear and stuff. I'm not going to do the tech. I'm not going to do we just put the bait out and just drift and fish. All right, I'm not going to run a fish finder. I'm old, yes. And I'm stubborn too. boss is going to blow his top. You bring Janet if you want to do the tech. Sit her amidships there with the thing. No, I'm going to run the motor and you run the fish finder and the GPS. How about that? How's that work for you? Okay, thank you, Tess. Tess says it looks like 4K video. I'll tell you, when you get to that inlet and you get to that cut going out to the ocean and you see those, when you see those big ass cabin cruisers and fishing boats, deep V hull, 35, 50-foot things, full throttle coming through that inlet, and you see that wake coming for you, you are going to piss yourself when you see that, okay? Your yearning for the ocean will be long gone by that point. It's a little early, Sambo. I'm just kind of digesting my dinner. You will that boat can't take more than like a 2.5-foot wake, or else it'll swamp. It'll just we'll take it over the bow and that'll be it. We'll be nose first, and that's how people in small boats die off the coast in California. I'm not worried about the boat floating. I'm worried about you floating. There's no way that boat can take an 8-foot. No, there's no way that boat could take an 8-foot sea. That thing would be swamped in 4-foot seas. What did you have for dinner? I had some shrimp tonight. I cooked up some shrimp and I had a nice big salad. I'm just saying, boss, I can tell you, looking at the boat, that there's no way that thing can take an 8-foot sea. Dick's donkey dick. Can I fit in the boat? Oh, that's a good question. I'm not sure. That's a very good question. I mean, I don't think you've ever had it in any seas whatsoever. You've had it on a lake. And it's, you know, it's my life too. So yeah, I'll argue very strenuously. Jen.
Yeah.
Did you see how fast those power boats came through that inlet?
Yeah, they were flying through there.
Did you see the wakes that they put off?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Strange as a snake.
You know, if that's your idea of fun, then go at it, brother.
I know that the ocean is treacherous out there.
You know, if you're gonna, you know, your height of the top of the bow to the surface of the water determines what size wave that you can safely take on. Sambo says, is it too late for me to buy life insurance on YouTube? That's great. I don't think Jen's going to let me go at unless I have a good, strong policy in place. Oh, it's shit. I mean, this is not a lake on Bodega Bay. This is serious stuff over here. The bay's okay, but man, to get out to the ocean, you better time it right so you're not side to side.
Last time we were out there, even in the bay, there were boats, big boats that were underwater.
Yeah, I'm just saying, if you take a wake at the beam, you're a goner on that stuff. Now, midships at the beam, and that thing is like.
Remember those two big boats that were sunken underwater?
Yes. Yep. I do.
All you can see is just the top sticking out.
Oh yeah, yeah.
The big ones.
Remind me to put Sambo is also named on my policy when I go. Because Sambo knows if I have life insurance, it's have to be a nice big payoff, not one of these cheap Liberty life insurance, $5,000, enough to just bury you. Right, Bobby? That way people are cursing you at your funeral. That you
Well, you gotta have enough to bury you and have a party for the people to show up.
And even then, they're pissed off because there was nothing in the pot for them. It's like, so how do you think they feel at your funeral? They feel like kicking your casket into the hole in the ground. You know, shit. They feel like just cutting a cord instead of slowly going down. Fing. Job says, why is Missy Jen yelling off cam? That's rude. I guess because I'm the rude one. Job. Boss, what I'm saying from my 1974 United States Coast Guard auxiliary course, we learned to take the measurement from the surface in a flat sea to the top of the bow, and that is the size of the wake, the size of the wave or the seas that can be comfortably handled by a boat. In other words, there's ocean liners have 50 feet from the sea to the top of the bow. So they're equipped to take 30, 40, 50-foot seas. Even they struggle in seas above 40 feet. No, I wasn't in the Coast Guard, but I took a Coast Guard auxiliary boating course on Chesapeake Bay. Reminds me of Jimmy Rance with horse hair.
So you were out there, you went that wind strike blowing?
No, I was never in the Coast Guard. But I've been in some ferocious storms out on the Chesapeake Bay and Patapsco Bay. Any Navy boys here? You're in here with one, Kelly. Dave Dickey was U.S. Navy. Electrician first class.
So many people, when they go out to Bodega Heads, they're sitting in their car.
Job asked if I was in the Coast Guard too. Shit. Where's your friend from San Diego? She was in the Navy. She wasn't in the Navy. She took a medical disability, I think. Amber, I don't know. We kind of parted our ways. Yeah, Kelly says, cool. I like it when seamen come to Rosie's hangout. Yeah. Yep, and we've had Anthony comes on sometimes on the hangouts. He was Navy. TR Preppers, Navy. CBs, construction. I think it was Amber. She was heading off to the Thailand and the Philippines for an extended visit over there last I heard. Yeah, Francis was a submariner. That's right. Francis was in the Paul says Rosie, the crab traps will be at 35 feet of water. Could be a bit too deep. I don't know what well, you don't want too much line on them. You're not supposed to pay out a lot of line. Just enough that the seas aren't going to lift them off of the bottom. I think Francis spent a lot of time underwater, but the funny thing about the submarine service, these guys have no idea where they went. So, right, Bobby, they never get to see anything. Hey, Lake Shadow, how are you? I mean, if you're in a submarine, I don't know what you're under for 3 or 4 months or whatever, and then you come back to port, and hey, how was it seeing the world? We didn't see shit. Yeah, that's it. High tide, low tide traps will be posts at 35. Sambo's pretty much the whole bottom of YouTube we're seeing. There we go. Except for Bobby. Bobby was U.S. Army regular, Private Bobby. It's amazing now how much the bottom of YouTube has been in the military, though. The military and or jail in lockup. It's kind of like if we did what in mathematics, you had these things called the Venn diagram, right? You had these circles, and the Venn diagrams would overlap, and they would be similarities or things that people had in common. And the overlap, this one would be incarcerated bottom of YouTubers, and this one would be Army, Navy, Air Force, or Coast Guard service. And you'd have overlap. It'd probably cover 80% between it. Jub said, what's even more amazing is the number of people who lie about being in the armed forces like Tillman. I don't know if anybody would lie about being in the armed forces. Then the boss says, then you're going halibut fishing. We need really heavy gear for halibut fishing. There it is. Line Screw. He's been at the bottom of YouTube and served in the military. Yeah. How are you, Andrew? That's my bottom of YouTube sweetheart there. Wouldn't you all love to sit in jail with me, Sambo? Hey, JK NoCal. Nice to see you. JK, check out my workshop rebuilding on that corner. I think you'll like it. It fattens my portfolio for hire for you on the crew. Yeah. Thank you for your service, Lions Crew. He's still serving. I'm doing great, Andrew. I am doing fantastic. Doing fantastic. Yeah, Beetle Bobby. They're calling you Beetle Bobby now.
Beetle Bobby, huh?
Yeah, your big California halibut is 30 pounds. But that's dead weight, boss. That can snap a rod. Yeah, Kelly Kapowski loves you, Sambo. Sambo says, I think Kelly Kapowski is planning to kidnap me. I caught a 28-pounder. Yeah, that's good. Andrew says, I'm doing my rock and roll do. Sister Earth, how are you, sweetie? Nice to see you. Always so happy when I see Sister Earth. She's awesome. Okay. JK says, I'm fixing a hole where the hole gets in. Alpha Wolf says, Dave Dickey, you are funny as hell. Oh, rain. Okay. You got a rain hole on your rig. Okay. Well, you're going to have them. Kelly says, I'm going to tie up Sambo and use him for my girly purposes. Oh, shit. Yeah, camping's fun. I'm trying to get us up for set for, depends when Jen gets her first infusion or whatever down at UCSF, but I'd like to go up to, like Janet wanted to go up to Tahoe and get a cabin for a night or two up there. I can't run 170 pounds. I think the biggest ocean going rod I have is about 80 pounds. Yeah, the anti-Semites are alive and well. Thank God some of my best friends are Jewish. I'll be right back. I'm going to get something to drink. Ooh.
Remember the first enthusiast spending the 2 sessions.
Yes, 2 weeks. 2 weeks. First 2 weeks apart. I was scheduling. I did, you know, a 3-week clearance and all that crap. So not to worry about that. not doing infusion, and it just depends how they go. You might not even notice that you had anything done. I have to play it by ear. You know, my priority is to see how everything goes with this course. Right.
Right.
That's why I don't think, I'm not sure. I don't think San Diego, we got plenty of time for that stuff later. Okay. I've got my priorities correct on that. We've got to get your infusion stuff set first. Hello, Alpha Wolf.
I'm just making sure you know that.
No, this thing is called, when I had my butt surgery, this is called Miracle. What is this thing called, Jen? Miracle Bamboo? Man, I just love this thing now. It's nice. Andrew says, I don't see boobs, Rosie, so I'm getting scared. You obviously had a wardrobe malfunction. It's Thursday night, right? So I kind of enjoy camping too. I kind of like sleeping in the RV though. I just think that time of year with crabbing season opening up, it's going to be very difficult to, you're not going to get a campsite near there. So the best you can do is stay overnight here at the Rancho, and then we get it started like 4 a.m. in the morning, and we're in the water at 4:45. Yeah, you got to launch. It's better to stay here, and then yeah. So you'll be lucky to get a place to put the trailer, right? So yeah, Thursday's cover-up night. So Andrew, how are you doing? Hope things have calmed down a little bit. You were a little off the hook Saturday night. Oh, Callie says, Rosie, you should get a tattoo of a heart on your butt that says love butt. Yeah, I'll get something, Callie. Thinking about it. I got this belly tuck, what they call a bikini tuck coming up. So there's going to be some line there. So I'll probably put a little fine line of roses or something across there. I don't know yet. No time soon, but I'm going to be trying to be out boondocking a couple more times this month at least. Bobby, are you leaving already?
I'm leaving. I got early morning tomorrow.
Say hi to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Hi. Hey, boss man. Woohoo.
See you later, Bobby.
All right. See you Saturdays. Hi, George.
Yeah. See you Saturday.
Good to be here. Know it.
Yeah, I think the boss gets up at 3:30. I get up around 5. Georgie, what are you doing? Huh? Georgie had a nice walk today. You like today's walk? Job, my afternoon chooch, right? It's chooching the junkyards and all the shitty stuff in the hood that I'm famous for. You know that. Boss gets up for work at 3:45. Ooh, there we go. That's early, brother. What's new with Nomadic Fanatic? Job's like, right, I'm not watching that shit. Hi, Hidden, how are you? Hidden says I get up at 5:30. Yeah, I get up around 5:30 too, Hidden. Oh, I'll be up tomorrow. I'm taking 1 week off after my surgery at the end of August. So So effectively with Labor Day, it'll be like off 8 days or something like that, which would be great. I can't wait for that. Yep, all the RV people are up here in the Northwest. Yeah, probably because it's the cool place to be. I have my fishing license right in my purse. What do you mean, where am I going? I'm having what they call a bikini tuck done, a very small little tuck here to get rid of the flabbiness on my belly there. Oh, well, my permanent vacation begins in January 1st. Sambo says I get up at 10:30 every day. That's what I'm talking about. Bikini tuck. Yeah, Lion Screw says, tell us an enriching anecdotal story, Rosie. My most amusing anecdote. Whiskey rock and roller, all right. Says I get up at 4:30 and first thing I can think is eating that important. That's good. So you'll never be fat, whiskey rock and roller. I have a little thing of oatmeal in the morning. Rosie's dress looks like a pick of semen. Really, Alpha Wolf? How do you figure that? It's just a print of flowers on here. I thought that you would approve of my conservative dress tonight. I like jobs. Like, I'm not watching that crap. Let's see, Sambo says, I work a maximum of 2 hours a day and fuck off and hide the other 6. There is a certain art to it. Rosie makes that plain dress look like $1,000,000 bucks. Thank you, Lake Shadow. How sweet of you. Dave Dickey says, oatmeal, you eat hog slop. I like oatmeal. It's keeps me going all morning. Yeah, Sambo says, don't ever hire me. Boss says, no wonder you're fat. Oatmeal is hog slop. All right, I'm just kind of height challenged. I don't think I'm not fat per se. I'm just heavy boned. Oh shit. I'm gonna sit on my hemorrhoid ring. Short and fat. There we go. Hidden says, where's my Missy Jen? She's sitting over about 12 feet from me. Yeah, I don't think my hands are that. Are my hands that big? I think my hands are perfectly proportional. I'm 5 feet 5 3/4 inches. Oh yeah, Whiskey says, love that maple and brown sugar oatmeal. I love the raisin, date, and walnut. I like. Well, the question is, how short is Rosie? Yeah, Lions Crew says, Rosie, you're dressing like an Orange County Republican right now. Oy vey. Lake Shadow says, oh my God, we count the 3/4 inches. Yes, we do. When you're as height challenged as I am, every micron counts. Like Job said, short and fat. No Jen tonight. She's got a lot of paperwork she's got to work on for her therapy. Her infusion has got to be turned in very rapidly. Royal says, I'm new to this channel, and she looked really tall. Like Shadow says, that brings to mind that old song that goes something like this: nobody likes short people. I think Randy Newman did a song, Short People. Yep, Lake Shadow says, I'm tall, I wanted to be short. I have curly hair and wanted straight hair. That is just life. Yes, Kelly, I'm taller than 39 inches, which means I can ride your ride. Yeah, Sambo says, I'm looking for a government job. It would be a perfect fit. Job says, why don't you fill out the paperwork for Jen? You can use your credentials. I don't think you need credentials to apply for treatment. Yeah, it was a song against discrimination. Well, he was tough. I mean, he did a song about Baltimore that just tore Baltimore new one. There's Jalen says, go to Afghanistan, Sambo, 600 a day. There you go. You can be a human shield over there. Oh, Baltimore, it's so sad. I don't know what the hell that was, that song. Thank you, Fanboy. Fanboy says you look great. Only if they have a Taco Bell in Afghanistan, over in Afghanistan. Yeah, I love LA was Randy Newman's best. That was outstanding. Thank you, Troy. Thank you, Troy says, Ms. Rosie, you look lovely tonight, and your dress is adorable. Very nice. Thank you, Troy. What's that? Let your light shine says, I watch jazz. Do you plan to do bottom surgery eventually? No, I don't for me. Missy Jen is over there filling out a lot of online paperwork for her infusion therapy coming up. Fear the spear, baby. Fear the spear. Yeah, we're both very excited about this this infusive therapy they're going to do. But since it's very early, there's a lot of extra paperwork to be done. They're infusing her with something. I don't know what it is. It's not garlic. Not sure what it's. What's it called, Jen?
Acrylazuma.
Acrylazuma. Let Your Light Shine says, what's the cost of getting into metal detecting? It looks fun. It really is a blast, particularly if you kind of wean yourself off to going to parks and stuff like that. You can go out in urban street areas. You can pick up a decent detector for $100. Mine was $800 15 years ago. It's White's XLT. It's still running great for me. Okay, Lake Shadow says, I was looking online to solve your step stool problem for Missy Jen. They sell pull-out steps for that thing. Could you send me a link for that, Lake Shadow? I could easily hook that up and install that. So You can find me, send me something like that. Hey, Marshall says you got low numbers tonight. It's just a tROLL-A-rAMA, Marshall. It's summertime. I don't have numbers like I used to anyway. Kelly said I had a whites detector. Yeah, I have the whites XLT. I really enjoy it. Troy says, yes, my nephew had bad hips, 19 years old, was also in a few years ago, and is doing much better now. It's going to do Missy Jen a lot of good. Thank you, Troy. Yeah, please send me that link for that. Yeah, Marsha, what's the deal on your rig? Did you get that starter thing fixed? Yeah, this was just an approved, like within the last couple of months. Kratom will help. I'm not going to let Jen near Kratom. You have to answer my question. What happened to your rig? Let's see. Camper van, what did they appraise that piece of shit van for? You're still going towards it even if you don't get fair insurance. Lake Shadow says, I had the old whites detector in the 80s. They did have the hand one then, and you had to get up and down and go over up and down too much for me. I use what's called a probe. It's made by Garrett's. You've seen me use it in the video. It's really great. Let's see. Marshall said, I'm not saying anything about the Lisa Marie in public until I put content out on my channel. Whatever. It's not that much drama, Marshall. Trust me. But this thing is they call it a probe, and it works great. Pinpointer, that's what they call it. It used to be you had to, you could get the general area, and then you were just digging. Let's see, Rosie, would you tell me again the type of van? I know it's a Dodge. I also have to go back through your videos. It's a 2016 Dodge ProMaster City, it's called. Troy says, Rosie, what is your view on UFO phenomena? Do you think there are extraterrestrials out there? I really don't believe in life outside of this planet, as hard as that is to imagine. I think it's just what I believe. I think it's, all this stuff with extraterrestrials and aliens and stuff, something would have happened by now that's not so much cloak and dagger and drama, like come down and land in the middle of Times Square or something like that. So right now it's just too much. It's too, you only see a blur, and there's never anything really solid and substantial. Marshall says, Rosie, in my opinion, the perfect rig for you is a 21-foot wide body shuttle bus. Buy it and build it for your liking. Add the wheelchair lift for Jen. This is really good. We like this thing, Marshall. It's perfect because we're not full timing in it. So, let your light shine says, why do you call your home the El Rancho? We call it the Rancho, not the El Rancho, just the Rancho. It's kind of just a cute takeoff because I don't want a big van, Marshall. That's exactly right. I just wanted to sleep in it the most. That's it. As Job says, in the ghetto here, Mexico, it's like it's what the Mexicans call a ranch, the Rancho. So I just took that and ran with it years ago. So we just call it the Rancho. It's very small, but in the sense of the size of the city and the density of population, it's like Central Park is to New York City. It's an open piece of land. This is a tROLL-A-rAMA, Jordan, so everybody's no boots, no mods, no whining here. And hello to you, by the way. Nice to see you. Marshall, you're thinking the van is like an RV. For us, it's just a destination to get from A to B. I like to cook outside. If I can't cook outside, then I'll go to a restaurant. So it's real simple. The Rancho Determitis. I have had to remediate my share of damage. That's for sure. What happened to Nicole G? She's still around. She just doesn't take a lot of time. Hey, Mo Man, how you doing? Rosie should try local camping with friends. I'm not exactly sure what that means. I've got an RV for going out in. I mean, I've got the van for doing that. Compared to, I'm not much into tent camping and all that kind of stuff. Let's see, FJ, you seem downwards. I'm probably a little tired. It's Thursday night, so do you plan on expanding your home on the Rancho? Troy, I would love to expand this place, but I get a lot of kind of pushback from Jen because we've done major projects here, and you're living in a construction zone for months on end, and it's a little hard. See, Elvis says bought an Ozark Trail propane stove, hooked up the bottom. Next day it all leaked out. You got to be buying the one. We got the I don't know, the dual one or whatever the hell it's called. It's really good. Boat, truck, and tent. Yeah, boat, truck, van, and tent. Yeah, I've done about all I'm going to do here. I kind of would rather sell it and go to something else. But Jimbo and Monica in Toronto ask if there are any Shakey's pizzas in Santa Rosa, and if so, can you do Friday foodie review? Unfortunately, I think we talked before, Retro Gorilla, there is no Shakey's Pizza here in the Santa Rosa area. I would love to do that. I think Friday night we're going to go back in time and revisit what to us last year was the best pizza that we had in the county. We're going to go back and see if that still holds up 1 year later after that disastrous pizza last week. Pizza wasn't too bad, but the whole environment was lousy. So you know, you saw that. It just it was crazy. That's just insane. You know, I mean, that woman was nice to offer us a seat at the table, but then to pull out her choppers, and you know, it's like, oh man, really? I don't know who that's directed to. Jub. Pizza Hut again. Make sure you take your coupon, Mr. Buffet. I'm not doing coupon. Our Pizza Hut was the lowest rated pizza experience in the county here. It was terrible. Oh, okay. Retro Gorilla says, thanks. We went in Burbank once. It was fun, pretty good. I'll check it out because we're going to be, our first extended trip in January is going to be heading down south. We're going to spend a lot of our first few travels in California. What did you get on the pizza, Rose? We just had the sausage and pepperoni, which we use as just a yardstick for comparing pizzas. Buffett, as in Warren Buffett. We would love to meet anybody down there. Let Your Light Shine says, do you do meetups? And hopefully in SoCal, like Orange County. I'd love to have a meetup down there. We're always willing to meet people on the road. I probably met more people from YouTube in person than anyone on the bottom of YouTube. I'm a people person. I really get job going. I can't wait to get down to Orange County. Yeah, there we go. Chandler says, F you, Rosie. Oh, shit. Yeah, everybody we met has been pretty cool. See my big smile? Thank you, Let Your Light Shine. We'd love to see you. That would be awesome. Hey, Mo, man. Maybe Rosie has a pocket rocket going. Hey, Larry, how are you? Paul says she doesn't smile on my boat till we be back to the beach. Woo. Job says, I heard that Jeff T. Rowe died, the hottest dude on the tube. I think Jeff is around. He commented on one of my videos. Thank you, Ozzy says, Rosie, I'm leaving for tonight. I'll be watching your other videos. Thanks always, and to everyone, good night. Good night, Ozzy. Thanks for stopping by. I'm doing great, Larry. Just doing a little bit of a hangout on Thursday night here. Chilling out. You know, hottest dude on the tube is always messing around with people on his videos. Big Daddy. Still wear Big Daddy's shirt. Troy says, you don't have to answer this, but how do you deal with all the trolls? I had so many bullies after me. I closed my old account and I have a lot less stress now, but it's a damn shame what they do. I don't know, Troy. It's everybody uses YouTube for their own kind of purpose. So it's, I always thought you had to have a super thick skin to, you had to be able to take the bucking and rolling on it. So I mean, you're not gonna delete people if they wanna be in your face in YouTube. They're gonna be in your face. I mean, there's some people really professionals, and you know, I mean, you gotta live with it. It's just a fact of life. Job said acquiring target, Troy Parker. Let's see. Let Your Light Shine said, oddly, I heard about you through Elvis, but you're way different. I watched your vlogs first before others. Now your positivity is addictive. Thank you, Let Your Light Shine. That's sweet. Larry says, any new oldie tube equipment find? I've actually had to start working down on some of my equipment here. I want to regain my workshop and just focus on targeted stuff. So yeah, trolls boost views too. That's right. Yep. And I'm going to say something else, and this might not make me happy, make me so great in your eyes, Troy. But a lot of times, where there's smoke, there's fire with some of these people, and some of these people do a lot of research and they find a lot of stuff out on things. Oh, Sambo. Monica, love your Friday night foodie nights. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed the our trip to Mel's Diner, Mel's Drive-In in San Francisco. Mel's is where it all began for Happy Days and American Graffiti right there. Koopa, how are you, sweetie? Thank you, Monica. Sambo. Oh, that's shit. Good night, James. Yeah, this channel don't run on feelings. That's it. And Sam will tell you YouTube doesn't run on feelings. Oh no, Coop, what does that mean? I'm fucked up. What does that mean? What the hell does that mean? Oh no, you're not supposed to be drunk. All right, I'll be back in a minute. Oh, that's a clone. Oh no, here we go, the clone. Oh man, Alpha. Oh man, you watch the Jaguars, huh? Sambo says, I'm trying to get drunk on box wine. Tastes like vinegar and vodka. Shit, your box wine is spoiled, Sambo. It's gone bad on you. Looks like Hidden Numismatist is in a fighting mood tonight. Like the Fighting Irish. Knoll Nation. Let's see. I mean, the shithead comes in here being rude and shit toward my Rose. That shit pisses me off. It's just a troll-A-rama. How long can you store the cob borscht? Before you use it, I would use it within 3 weeks of it being, no more than waiting 2 weeks after it's fully fermented to use it, to run that through. I wouldn't go longer than 2 weeks, or else you risk developing a mother on it, and that'll just ruin the ferment. Let's see. Monica says, we're going to Vegas next week, staying at the Golden Nugget. What is your pick for best buffet downtown? This gets me into trouble on YouTube. Now, when you say best buffet, are we talking about an unlimited budget? If that's the case, I have no idea. If we're talking about a value proposition, then I can answer the question. So tell me, are we talking about a value proposition, or are we talking about, you know, a first class, like a Bacchanal buffet at Caesars, or the Aria buffet, or something like that? Hey, Sarah, how are you, sweetie? A value proposition, definitely the Main Street Station, I think, is the best value proposition downtown for the buffet. Mother looks and smells like vinegar. If you get a mother on your mash, throw it out. It can't be saved. Once a vinegar colony gets going, a little of that taste just wrecks a whole batch of mash. You got to dump that. That's why you can't really, ideally 1 week is the most you want to sit on a mash. Check it out, Monica. Main Street Station buffet. And if you get the player card, Job, are you listening? If you get the player card, it gives you $1 off of your buffet. Job says, well, $1 off. High rollers. Remember, you know, Job, if you save the pennies, then the dollars take care of themselves, right? The most I ever spent on a buffet was like the Bacchanal buffet. It was, I took my 2 girls there, and my hand was shaking. It was like $39 each for that. And I'm standing at the cashier, and she says the total is going to be like $120 or something like that. And my daughter I'm holding the card like this, and my daughter, she just grabs my hand and just freezes the action there, says the woman. It was almost like I was playing avoidance with the credit card with the woman. And it was okay. I didn't think it was that great. You know? So that's a good one. I didn't think too much of the Golden Nugget buffet. Some people like that. Long story short, your daughter picked up the bill. No, I picked it up. It was her 21st birthday years ago, and I picked up the bill, believe it or not. Then we went to the Voodoo Lounge. It was on top of the Rio Hotel. That was pretty cool. You could look out over the strip. You're looking east toward the Strip. That was pretty cool from the top of the Rio. The Voodoo Lounge. So on her 21st birthday, she had to wait till the stroke of midnight to get in there. And the guy was a real prick at the door, too. He waited until like 12 o'clock and 1 second before he let her in. Had a good time. Let It Shine says, Let Your Light Shine says, curious why so many stereos, etc. behind you. I guess the reason is I always had a passion for vintage audio, and not only the way they sounded, but the way that they looked, the beauty that basically faded out by the early 80s. Everything became black plastic boxes for stereos, you know, and they became all digital, and this was all analog glory here. Okay, Monica says, we had lunch at the Golden Nugget Buffet last year, and it was horrible. Yeah. Yeah, thank you, Hidden says, because she's Quincy Jones. She's an audiophile. We had lunch at the Golden Nugget Buffet last year, and it was horrible. I never really enjoyed the Golden Nugget Buffet too much. Again, if you're talking about value proposition, then Main Street Station, you're going to feel kind of happy. Of course, there's always the $2.35 hot dog and drink deal and Fremont Street too. Here we go. Hidden says, I like your Golden Nugget, Rosie. Thank you, Hidden. I like staying to the Golden Nugget because they have the wonderful pool and they have the hot tub and all that there. I've done some of my best videos from there. It's always fun to go to Vegas, but it's like this for me, Monica. 3 days is all like 3 nights is all I can take. If I go in on a Thursday night, Friday night, Saturday night, Sunday, I got to be out of there. Because after 3 nights, I don't want to see anything else. I don't want to, you know, I'm done. I'm cooked. I've drank. I've been to the clubs and done everything I feel like doing. Yeah, where did Cooper go? Was that the real Cooper, or was that Cooper Troll? Yeah, Whiskey says, I miss the days that his stereo was a piece of furniture in a living room. That's why I was really lucky to get this Motorola unit back here. Man, there just aren't many of them around. Oh, okay. Unencumbered says, I lived in Vegas for 2 years. I've lived a lot of places, but that was my favorite. That's cool. That's good. You know, Paul lives there, MX420 kid. So people do, Kelly Kapowski. So people do live there. What genre of music is your favorite? Who's your favorite all-time artist? Mine is Donna Summer, says Troy. My tastes are too eclectic. I really don't have an all-time favorite. I like everything from the Rat Packers, Frank Sinatra, Dean Martin, all the way up through all rock, Aerosmith, Meatloaf. There's just so many. Pink Floyd. There's just so many. I do enjoy jazz. I guess is my favorite genre. If I had to sit down and listen to something all day, it would be jazz. Bodie James and Dave Brubeck and stuff like that. That would be Quincy Jones. Miles Davis and a little blues, Stevie Ray Vaughan. The band. Yeah, Take 5, Dave Brubeck is an awesome album. I agree. Where do you plan on bugging out to when North Korea launches the nukes? Right down to your storage units in Tennessee, Jub. Winding Comfort says, I lived in North Hollywood for a year, but the 2003 earthquake was enough for me. Yeah. I've been through 4 pretty decent earthquake events here. Last one was in 2015. They're memorable. North Korea launches the nukes, baby. The way Trump talks, we might be launching them first. Let's see. Monica says, we have a reel-to-reel player. Do you have one? I've been really torn. I've turned down a lot of repair requests that people have Akai and Sony and some other ones to be repaired, but it's like a subset. I'm not sure I want to get into repairing reel-to-reel stuff, because then you're talking about tape heads, and the finding parts is very difficult for that. Plus, if you have a reel-to-reel, you have to build up a tape collection and stuff, and I literally just don't have the room. But reel-to-reel is really cool. I mean, nothing says Mad Men 50s, 60s than reel-to-reel tapes. That's awesome. Hi, Flan. How are you? And good for you. What kind of reel-to-reel do you have? An Akai, a Sony? I fixed a dual cassette deck. I fixed up a Marantz. I had one sitting around because I don't have any tapes. I fixed it up and I sent it to Kipper. She didn't have one, so she's got a really nice Marantz dual tape deck. So, oh yeah, the Akai 400, nice unit. How did the reel-to-reel tapes hold up over time? Do they hold up pretty good, or do you have to be in kind of a controlled environment? No, I sent a radio to. I sent a tape deck to Texas, to Kipper's home in Texas. No, I didn't send it to Belgium. No. You know what, Job? If I had sent it to Belgium, it might have ended up as another Jeff T. Rowe burned up in the backyard. I don't know if I could take another vintage piece set of fire there, you know. Kind of love gone bad, you know. And shit. That's good. Monica said most hold up well. That's amazing. Yeah, there's still some very rabid collectors of reel-to-reel players and stuff. Yeah, a lot of 8-tracks. Yeah, the Sinatra albums sound amazing. Yeah. When somebody loves you, it's no good unless he loves you. All the way through the good and lean years and through all the in-between years. Come what may, do. Who knows where the road will lead? Do you buy vinyl records? No, I don't. I have a limited collection that came with the Magnavox I have out in the workshop. I was amazed. The person's Herb Albert and the Tijuana Brass, Whipped Cream, and a lot of really classic records came with that. Person was a real big Streisand aficionado too. The one with Andy Gibb, and we got nothing to be guilty for, dude. Guilty, I think that was the song. Once was enough. I wanted to blow my head off. Turn that shit off. Yeah, I had a Ross 8-track player I fixed up for somebody once. Yeah, I remember when we had an 8-track player when I was much younger, and then we had then the tape cassettes came in. They were really a game changer, the cassette tapes. I remember the first cassette tape I had, 3 Dog Night. Mama told me not to come, do 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 do. Mama told me not to come, do 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 do. She said, "You went away to have fun." Yeah. Oh, Gary Delabate has over 100 pieces of vinyl. Wow. I think I have about maybe 35. I don't know. I got Tony Bennett's original San Francisco 1963. Drew sent me the Andy Williams 1963 Christmas album, which I love, which is fantastic. Oh, Ray, Whiskey Roller said, I buy vinyl, just got Leonard Skinner, one more for the road, $20 for it, crazy. One more for the road, Lido. Oh, yeah, good stuff. I heard vinyl's making a comeback anyway. There's just a certain, I don't know what it is. I argue with the boss all the time about tube versus solid state. And he thinks the tube stuff is just big heaters for rooms. That's all. They're very inefficient. They lose a lot through heat loss, the energy. I just think there's a certain warmth that comes through tube equipment. There's some guy on YouTube down in Texas that he shows his basement. I guess it's mom's basement or something, and he's got like 3 of the walls. He sits in between, and 3 of the walls from floor to ceiling just have vinyl. You can tell he's a perfect mom's basement kind of guy, but he's got a hell of a collection down there. I'll tell you, there's got to be 20, 30 grand worth of vinyl down there. Shit. But he's pissed off he can never play any on YouTube because it's all copyrighted. So. Oh well. Boo-hoo. You can always write to each of the artists and ask them if you may play their song on your video. Good luck with that. Lido, one more for the road. Yeah, Troy said, yeah, vinyl has made a huge comeback, so much so your record plants are being built across the country. I'm very happy about it. I have about 3,000 pieces from the 60s on up. Wow, 3,000 pieces. Where did you get your dress? I think I actually got this at Kohl's a few years ago. Yeah, Kohl's, I believe it was. Clearance rack, of course. I'm not into haute couture. Yeah, Chuck Mangione, feels so good. Yeah, that's an impressive collection, Tony. 3,000 pieces. I'm thinking 3,000, probably, what do you figure, like maybe 50 albums to the foot. So you're talking about, 60 linear feet of storage for that. 10 feet, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You're talking about a lot of storage. Yeah, we hit the clearance racks. We also hit some thrift stuff too, Jalen. They're good too. Nice to hit them too, the clearance in different places. Monica says we have a Marantz 2220B amp, dual turntable, Sansui reverb amp, Akai reel, and about 400 records. That's a pretty nice setup. I got this Marantz quad rail, and I've got, what the hell do I got? I don't even know what I got over here. I got a few. I got the 2252 Marantz. I got one out in the shop too. The 2252. And I've got a 2230, and the hell is the quad rail? The quad rail is the 4430, the quad rail. They thought quadraphonic might take off one day, but it never really did. My husband's jealous. Yeah, it's a nice unit. No, I'm just saying there's not much. You got pretty top of the line stuff, 2220B. The amp and a dual turntable, Sansui. Okay, Troy, thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Yeah, I know it's a Thursday night, so have a good sleep. Yeah, laser discs never took off. They look cool. Yeah, laser disc players were pretty cool too. We used to try to burn out each other's eyes with the blue laser, you know. Let me hypnotize you. It's a wonder we're not in prison for life. Yeah, it's like what was the other one? It's just something like the beta format just lost a VHS at the end. Let's see, let it shine. Let your light shine. Says my brother had a laser disc player, sucked to have to get up and flip it to the other side. Isn't it amazing they couldn't even design that at that time so that you had dual tracking on each side. Pretty wild. Of course, before, guys, before they perfected stereo, they used to have, I mean, some records were designed so that you had two arms playing, two needles side by side. There'd be different tracks, but they never tracked right, trying to record on tracks that are moving at different rotational speeds. And you can imagine the mess of that. It never quite worked for developing stereo with two different side-by-side tracking with two tone arms tracking along. Really crazy. Hey, Rob, how are you? Nice to see you. That was really dorky. Two tone arms on our record for stereo. I'll tell you that, but the guy that gets the ultimate prize for genius. Hey, Maxine, enjoyed your stuff all the last 3 days, Pueblo and Denver and everything. But the guy that gets the absolute call out of genius was the guy that decided that instead of having just one groove on vinyl to record music, why don't we put a V on, a V groove, and on this side of the V we'll record one track, and on this side of the V we'll record the other track, and then we'll just have a needle, a two-sided track needle that picks up both sides. Friggin' genius, you know. One single tone arm playing a stereo record. That's why I love audio. The milestones were so hard to get to. The milestone of having broadcast stereo was so difficult. Oh, thank you, Flan says, I just watched the Chooch. Love the tours of your neighborhood. I don't know. I think a lot of people watch because they're dreaming of the day I get my ass kicked in some junkyard going around or something, and Rosie finally got her comeuppance, or else some big Western Diamondback rattler lunges out and gives me, pumps me full of venom or something. I just, you know, I get the feeling, you know, because I usually am around some pretty shaky characters out there. Yes, Whiskey said, love the old 60s stereo sound. But if you look at this unit here, this is the Fisher 800B. It's the pride and joy of my collection. And they actually designed that because they didn't know how stereo would ever really develop. So they developed this so that you could tune in an AM station on the left-hand dial, and then FM station on the right-hand dial, or two AM stations, or actually an AM station and an FM station. And they would have simulcast broadcasts where an AM station would broadcast the left channel and an FM station would broadcast the right channel. And this unit would synthesize both of them for a what would you call that? A fabricated stereo sound. And then later, they also, at the same time, built in this thing called multiplexer into it too. So it's very fascinating how they overcame some of the technical problems. It was finally an engineer from Zenith, Ernie Elmer, somebody or something, and then early, like 1961, a station in Chicago was the first true stereo broadcast station. Yeah, Flan, hey, could have picked up some fine furniture today. I looked at that couch today at the beginning, and not the armchair, but the couch, the black couch. I'm like, hey, I had worse shit when I first got out of college, you know? You just got to shake the bugs and rats out of it and make sure it's all clean, and then that's it. Yeah, I love the chooching around. So, Rob, how are you doing? What's going on? Maxine, what was wrong with your stove, by the way? I checked in a little while just before you killed your feed. What was going on with your stove? I like the green dress, by the way. What was going on with your stove? Is it a fuse or something? Yeah, I've checked in on the bottom burner element blue. I've checked it. Rob says I've been following Maxine around Colorado. I checked in on her a few times over the last couple days too, usually at around lunchtime. A couple minutes just to see what was going on there. I saw her, it looked like she was at a park in Denver and then down in Pueblo down there. Juice, how you doing? Nice to see you. Juice says, don't worry, I'm not modding, just saying hello. No worries, Juice. You have enough fun on Saturday night. It was off the hook last Saturday. It was crazy. Shit. But Maxine's got that feeling when the vacation's over. You know, you got a few more days. Yeah, 2 parks in Denver. So what's the plan tomorrow, Maxine? Okay. Let Your Light Shine says, hey, so I mentioned geocaching to one of your vlogs. You can play off a smartphone these days. Would love to see you vlog your adventure. You know me, Let Your Light Shine. I'd probably walk off a fucking cliff somewhere, you know. Keith Gregory says, where is Missy Jen? She's got a lot of work to do, paperwork and stuff to fill in for her therapy that she's been approved for. So her time is very precious right now. But she said she popped in earlier and just said hi. Everybody said hi, Jen. You know, or that, or just, you know, geocaching right to a snake pit or something. I don't know. I mean, you guys can tell I'm a city girl through and through. When my greatest comfort level is achieved, walking around junk and junkyards and old, blown out, abandoned, torn down factories and industrial sites. Okay, Maxine says, going to try live streaming a hike in the woods. Yeah. Of course, Maxine, you know, when you move, when you're physically moving, it's the pixelating there's a lot of pixelation in movement. Let Your Light Shine says, oh, I've done that. Or attacked by bees. My short-lived geocaching career fell down a 30-foot dry well, right? I was in heaven today, guys. If you watched the afternoon shoots when I got up there, I climbed those big blocks. I don't know what the theory is these blocks were 4 feet by 2 feet by 2 feet. These things were massive. And I climbed those blocks and looked over the wall, and it was just like heaven if you're a car rebuilder or something, to look into that junkyard. And you could just hear the metal bits being torn off cars in the workshop. I just wish I had my zoom lens. I had the GoPro with me, or I would have snooped a little more in there. But there were people coming to a door. It looked like the guy was selling drugs or something out of the side door of the place. It was weird. Monica says, in one of your videos, you mentioned a love for old classic flicks. Do you have any fave film noir films? Films from the 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, 1950s, right in there is my period, particularly in the 1930s. It was a time of big sea change in Hollywood, and with the Hayes Commission and stuff. I don't really have a favorite genre. I guess I like drama and comedy. I'm going to be starting a weekly thing where I'm going to suggest a weekly movie that people can watch and then get linked to. I think that might be pretty cool. I love the movies. You know, we live in an age today where special effects rule. You know, everything is how fast you can cut from scene to scene to scene, and hyper movement and special effects. Back then, you didn't have that stuff. The story had to carry the day, or you failed back then. So the stories are much better developed in the classic movies than today. Oh, wow. Jub says they plan to let schools out early here over fear of the eclipse. What the hell? That's weird. What do they want to, wow. So what is that, doomsday or something? Or want to make sure every kid has a chance to stare at the sun outside of the classroom? I mean, what? That's the damnedest thing I've heard. Did you hear that, Jen? Some of the schools down south, they're going to let out early because of the eclipse. Weird, huh? Yeah, that's something. I wanted to try to get a cinema hangout going too, like classic movies and cinema photography and videography, and you know, discussing some of the great cinema photographers through history and what made some of the movies great, and some of them high budget, not so great.
No, I'm scared, eh?
Oh, okay. Jub says, he says, I think it's a liability issue, so kids won't be staring at the sun at school, so they'll be able to do that at home.
Yeah. We had to say whether the water was high, the water was low, the sun was high, sun was low,
kind of
slow
weird,
in, slow down.
Yeah, like film school unencumbered. I'd love to have, yeah, there's Missy Jen, just yell hi to everybody.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, so it reminds me, yeah, it'd be like being back in film school. Firefox is too heavy. It's not a light browser. It's a very heavy browser. Chrome is actually an extremely light browser. She's in her undies over here. So yeah, Jasmine and everybody said hi.
Hi.
But Maxine has the Pixel, what is that? The Pixel, the Google phone. So it's all geared to everything. Everything that's on the Google platform is supposed to run perfectly on. And I've seen her do tremendous stuff with that phone. Yeah, Rob said kids today probably don't even care about the eclipse. Yeah. Oh, okay. Unencumbered said, I remember those days. I have a degree in film video, but I haven't utilized it much. You better be at my hangout if I have a classic film hangout. Maxine says, I've been a Firefox user for close to 15 years. I've been a long-time user of Firefox too, but I use it less and less because it's too bulky. If you look at the size of Firefox compared to Chrome, is really just a very lightweight browser system. Yeah, Chrome is top notch. Yeah, Google Pixel XL, the 128 gigabit. That's a lot of storage on that. Awesome. Unencumbered says, I'll be there. I think Tara will be there too. I could talk about that all night. Some of the great films, some of the great cameramen. It's only now, like in 2017, that people are really going back and tearing into some of these classic movies, that they're really discovering that the directors got way too much credit for the brilliance of some of these movies, and cameramen and cinema photographers like John Toland and stuff were really the ones that made or break a lot of these great movies. So Maxine should have saved that money for his child's therapy after his neighbor murders him. Well, my only thought about that, I was very nervous when Maxine had to hang out and the cops were on their way over, I was extremely I told Jen I'm very, my mind is very ill at ease. This thing is like spiraling out of control here. Oh wow, Scotty says, hey Rosie, 70K and I'll buy your wall of sound. There we go. But we were worried that stuff was spinning out of control and somebody was really going to get hurt over there. And I thought, why not just have a couple $100 for just a licensed surveyor to come out and just mark the property with the survey pins and then immediately just follow that with a fence placement, and it's like boom, there it is, done. Rob says, I missed that hangout. Yeah, it was streamed from a couple different cameras, and I mean the hours ticked by and the cops just didn't show up. I was nervous. I felt very uncomfortable. She can't move a whole fence that's rooted in cement. I can guarantee you that. No way. Not if you have a cement footer. There's no way in God's green earth it was professionally surveyed by a licensed surveyor. There's no way in God's green earth that she would move that hunk of cement. She'd have to have a backhoe to pull it out. I mean, some of these survey markers are driven down 8 feet into the ground, almost like a grounding rod. Jub says she won't move it if it's electrified. We're talking about 16 inches, Rob. We're talking about 16 inches here. It's not even a peg. It's a cement block down there. There's no way. I just sit out there in a chair until the cement's cured, and that's it. And then video that, and if she pulls it up, then she's got a major problem with the police. Then she's got vandalism, and then you got some meat on the hook, as they say. I mean, I've never known anybody in my life that did not respect a licensed surveying boundary marker, because it just absolutely stands up in a court of law. Because, you know, I mean, one of y'all is going to get hurt. And you got family, you got a wife, you got a kid. Job says, I think Maxine is just making all this up. I bet the neighbor's completely normal. I don't know. You can look at the Job. You can look at the video feed that Maxine has up on her computer when she's this woman comes out and she looks like she looks angry all the time. She looks like she's just itchy to pull that sidearm out and just blast away. That's my biggest fear, is something like that's going to happen. And I don't want to see anything happen to Maxine or a family member. I mean, she's got a lot of people dependent on her. Yeah, Unencumbered said, I've seen the neighbor in action. She's unhinged. I agree. And, you know, she grows too, and that makes it weird. You know, you're a grower and you're selling out of your house. That means all kinds of not so savory people sometimes are coming by. Maxine is just asking for it. He's already had 3 heart attacks. He's got life insurance. Well, I mean, I'll be honest, when I heard that you had some heart surgery and stuff, yeah, that kind of wrecked me for a couple hours with this whole situation here. You know, you know, Jen and I love you. We don't want to see anything happen to you. Unencumbered said, that's why I prefer the concept of no neighbors. There you go. That almost sounds like a great title, Unencumbered, for a Hitchcock movie. No neighbors. Funny how the whole block just started disappearing. There was old Mrs. Greeley. Neighbors wonder why she wasn't tending her rhododendrons in the front yard. Mr. Franklin not walking puffy in his usual route. Yeah, Job says, Maxine, if you die, they should bury you on the property line in the backyard. Yeah, people do the most, and life is too short. I've never seen such a pitched property fight in a platted community. You know, with clearly delineated plats and things. It obviously that community was laid out in the 50s or 60s. You know, which means there's very good records for the city and stuff. I've never seen such a pitched battle over something like that. It's not like 1880s records or something, which people have to consult life insurance life insurance maps and shit. Yeah. Maxine says, bury me on her side of the line. I'll be resurrected in no time. Yeah, she wouldn't want you fertilizing her soil over there. I just, you know, when I've had the experience of people calling workplace and some trolls who went a little bit over the line and stuff, but I'm nervous when, you know, when they're calling your work, because of course my job stuff is secure, but I'm just saying, you know, when she's calling your workplace and stuff, I mean, that's really over the top. That's really, you know, that's really fucking with somebody's life. I mean, it's like there's a really nice line that few people cross on YouTube. I mean, people mess around with you, but you know, there's people got sense these days that there's messing around with you, and then there's really doing things to hurt people. And I couldn't believe she's already over on that side with that crazy shit. It's all beyond my pay grade. Oh, job. Oh, God. I'm going to get just a beer. You need that on? Oh. All right. Oh, I think one beer for medicinal purposes. Yeah. Right. Bob says, Maxine has a whole bank of security cameras filming at all times. Yes. Yes, I've seen it. Yeah. Let your light shine. Cheers to you, my friend. Cheers, everybody. I don't think Thursday night's so bad to have a beer for medicinal purposes. What Maxine should do is there must be a dressing group there in the along the front range there, and have everybody over for a big dressing party in the yard there. That'd really be great. Oh man, John. Our Maxine's daughter seems a wonderful little gal. I mean, how rational really is that woman? You know, I mean, it's just like you know, somebody's growing and they're carrying a piece. Yeah, you think that dresser, cross-dresser party would put her over the edge, huh? It'd be like the straw that broke the camel's back. Just play some Julie Andrews from The Sound of Music, and everybody dancing out there. The hills are alive. You can imagine everybody, Maxine twirling in her dress with the sound of music. Ooh. Wouldn't that be a hoot? I can't take it anymore. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that'd be great. High on the hill, it's a lonely goat herd. Yo, lady, yo, yeah, yo, ho, ho. Do, 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 do. Yo, lady, yo, do, do, do. Boom, boom, boom. Hey, Ronnie, how are you? Nice to see you. There's my good friend, Swiss Camper Ronnie. If there's anybody I'm envious of on YouTube, of course, there's a million people I'm envious of, but Ronnie gets to be over on the French Riviera RVing over there. Can you imagine that? Yeah, unencumbered said it seems much deeper than the 16 inches. The thing that blew me away about Maxine's situation is this neighbor's lived there a long time. I thought this was somebody like moved in and then decided to just have a flame up fight over property. Oh yeah, Happy was trying to make Maxine dizzy on the hangout, telling her to twirl for him. Jalen says, I'm lost. That's some funny shit. Yeah, that's kind of the thing that blows me away. As I recall, I think Maxine had provided firewood for this person, and they got along okay, you know, and then all of a sudden it's just like, wham, stuff went bad. I think Maxine has to do a hangout and just, you know, concisely tell that whole origination of the story with that. Let's see, Let Your Light Shine said, did you know Coach 9500, what is his deal? I feel bad for him, yet he talks like his subs are jealous of him. He seems like a nice guy, though. I mean, he comes on my hangouts once in a while, Let Your Light Shine. He's always been very kind to me and very nice, well-mannered to me. I know sometimes he can get a little out of sorts with some of his language on videos and stuff, so I don't know. I can't live that hand-to-mouth existence of I'm wondering where my next dollar is going to come from and all that shit. Yeah, Job said Maxine is providing termites for the whole neighborhood. Maxine says she's a bitch. Her realtor told her that was 5 foot from my house to the line. She measured from the foundation, not the edge. You can't tell this woman she's wrong. Yeah. I will post a long, shaky video of my stroll in overcrowded Saint-Tropez last Tuesday, famous market day for the tourists. Ronnie, I want to see the beach, baby. You know, Rosie's all about the beach, huh? I want to see what's going on down on the beaches there, baby. Just use those little blur things for the nips, and I want to see the next Bridget Bardot down there. Well, if it was me, Maxine, I would get that thing surveyed, and I would have a restraining order taken at the same time, that if she makes any attempt to move that, then she'll just be taken off to jail forthwith, and that'll be it. So, yeah, the nude beach in Saint-Tropez. That's what I would do, would drop a restraining order, and any judge is going to back that and say, hey, you had that professionally surveyed. Yeah, if there's any evidence that she touches or tampers with that, immediately call the sheriff, that you have a restraining order, and she's violated that order, and kaboom, that's it. That's the only way to reasonably put fear in her heart, that if she touches that, then it's off to the who's gal. Oh, that's cool. Let Your Light Shine said, Crystal Cove has been my favorite beach spot lately. Tide pools restored and abandoned cottages, film location. That's cool. Well, they might issue it if it's properly surveyed at that point. If you have a reasonable fear because of what's happened, that it will be moved, and there can be a specific restraining order written on that. Job says that's what a logical person would do, but Maxine doesn't do this, which makes you wonder how much of this is true and how much Maxine is instigating. Why end the drama? I don't know, Job, have you seen this woman cruising around? She looks pretty, I'll say she looks pretty intense. There's a certain intensity to her that's not normal. She's got like just a edgy look to her. Well, Maxine, let me just ask you this. How do you think this whole thing will play out in the end? What do you think will be the end game as you see it right now? How do you think this whole thing will shake out when it's all said and done? I'm curious what you think the terminus of this will be. Okay, Maxine says, I don't know. Job says, I know Maxine's neighbor. I called her before when I told her to tune into Maxine's channel. Oh, God. Unencumbered said, a gun in her hand with her mindset is a tragedy waiting to happen. Yeah, because, people are unpredictable. I mean, if she ever gets the mindset that even the law is against her now and justice is against her, watch out. Oh, Let Your Light Shine says, I live in a small condo. No land fighting here. There you go. Romeo must die. Well, I just, when you told me you were sleeping in your dress because she would have the cops coming at midnight, 2 a.m. in the morning. I mean, what the hell? You're a working person doing a physically demanding job. Did the kratom come yet? Yeah, there's no peace there. I couldn't live like that. Well, I guess you have to do what you got to do. I just think if you've retained legal counsel, they should really be able to do something for you. Oh well, let your light shine. So she needs a sprinkler motion sensor. Ozzy Osbourne had one for the nosy tourist. Can you know what? I'm telling you, let your light shine. If Maxine sets up one of those perimeter fucking blasting jet sprinklers, you know this woman is going to come out firing. I mean, that's going to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. Then it's going to be on. It's going to be generational. It's going to be the Hatfields and the McCoys going right down the line there. What we used to say in Kentucky, it's going to be blood for blood. Hey, Dartha, how are you? Yeah, it's been a pretty good day. Thank you. I hope you had a good one too. I'm just winding down, enjoying a beer, just chilling out on a little hangout tonight. I really miss doing these during the week ones. Yeah. Let loose a boatload of serpents and point them in her direction. Where does Maxine keep his gun? I never seen him carrying a purse. He had a beautiful black purse today on the road. I saw him sitting at the table eating. Had a nice looking purse there. Yeah, thank God, Jalen, that they invented pizza for the bottom of YouTube, right? God forbid anybody actually fucking cook something. I think Maxine had a very smart dress on tonight. Bean sprout. Hi, sweetie. Start digging in your backyard tonight like you were burying a person. Yeah, that'd be a little freaky, wouldn't it? Missy Jen is in bed now. She's had a long day. She's been improved for her infusion therapy by Genentech, but it entails a lot of paperwork that she has to fill in, a lot of records to be gotten together, a lot of forms, a lot of test results and things have to be forwarded. She's got a big mountain to climb to clear all this paperwork to get hers done. Bean Sprout in Florida, surviving the heat, doing good. Well, won't be long now, Bean Sprout. I'll be enjoying the fruits of retirement. Oh, yeah. The fruits and the fruits. Yeah, just threaten her with Kelly in her yard singing, and she'll forget about the 16 inches. She'll have that place up for sale by the end of the week, huh? Yeah, you told me unencumbered Caravan Carolyn has MS. I always wonder how she managed in that heat. Yeah, I think Jen's trying to look her up. Of course, Jen, depends what type of MS you have. There's remitting and relapsing, which comes once in a while. And then there's the primary progressive. That's the one that just continues down the path unless something's not done to halt that. So this is Jen's first attempt to get something that actually may slow it dramatically. So. Okay, she's currently in Washington State. Cool. Speaking of Jeff T. Rowe, Rob, where in the hell is Jeff T. Rowe been? Huh? Did he crate him out? Jefferson T. Rowe. He is suspiciously missing from the bottom of YouTube. Yeah, I haven't seen Jeff in about 6 weeks or so. He commented on one of my videos about 3 weeks ago, but other than that, I mean, somebody said he died, or you know how we are on the bottom of YouTube. Somebody's always, oh, you know, if you don't see somebody for a while, they're dead, right? They died. Nobody can imagine somebody would ever leave the bottom of YouTube, so they must have died, right? That's the only reasonable explanation of the whole deal there. Oh, wow. Darthro says, I hate MS as much as cancer. Friend just found out she got both. My heart breaks for her. Ooh. Both. Wow. That's an ugly doubleheader. Man, that's tough to suck down right there. Rob says, I wonder if Jeff is still making beer. You know, he made that his Grolsch beer. Man, that stuff was stiff. Woo. That crap had to be like 12% alcohol. I still got some of that shit in the refrigerator. That was a tough high. That just felt like shit the next morning. That stuff was so contaminated with shit in there that it just Felt like I had like Jimmy Rance voices in my head the next day. Yeah, Juice says Jeff makes prison liquor. I'll tell you, Juice, he sent me some of that. He sent me, sent Jenny and I like 3 bottles of that. It didn't taste bad, but holy crap, it had more solids in it and other stuff. Rob says, I made beer once. I had a 4-day hangover. It's one of the things I always wanted to try making here was putting up about a 25-gallon batch of beer here. A good lager beer, a good stiff lager beer. I'm not into ale. My daddy made wine and beer every birthday. I got 2 gallons of each, stayed drunk for a week. That's good. It's not the drink that gets you, it's the hangover. Let your light shine is a dumb question. What does chooch mean? Chooch can be used as a noun or a verb. If something's chooching along pretty good, it means it's working good. It's running along fine. Life is good. It's chooching. You know, it's hitting on all cylinders. It can also be a verb to go out for a chooch, which means to go out for a walk around or walk about a little bit. So, and it can also be like a focused discussion, like a morning chooch, right? We're going to just talk about something, just chooching, chatting, bullshitting. What does that mean? They call it cooch. I was orange and the new black. Yeah, some people call it cooch, but actually it's chooch, choochin'. Yeah, I miss my mom. She's been gone since 2000. Ovarian cancer, since you mentioned cancer. If you put chooch into my search box in my videos, you'll find a video where I discuss what is chooching on there. It was, I guess that video is about 4 years old now on there. Oh, the cooch, yeah, the alcohol in prison, yeah. I don't want any prison alcohol. Yeah, Flanta, I lost my mom in 2002. She wanted to see the new 10th century. She died January. My mom died, I think, Good Friday of 2000. Yeah, Sandy said, I thought that was the hooch. I thought that was hooch. Yeah, I thought they called booze that they made in prison or bootleg crap was like a hooch. Oh, Bean Sprout said I wasn't talking about chooch. I don't know, Bean. I'm no smarter than when I talked to you last time. I'm arguably dumber. So there you go. Oh, you know, Darthra says, hey, Rosie, send me some California beach sand. I miss the beaches. I'm going to clue you in. And I just want to make this perfectly clear to everybody, because everybody thinks California is all beaches. In Northern California, our flow of currents, ocean currents, comes down from Alaska. And what that means is it can be 100 degrees here, which it probably will be this weekend in Santa Rosa. I can get into my car and I can drive 20 miles west of here to the Pacific Ocean. And you guys have seen the videos before. And it can be 60 degrees there with a 30-mile-an-hour wind and a wind chill of about 40. Okay. Now, if I go down the cliffs, the 80-foot cliffs, and if I survive my descent down to the ocean level, and I want to go for a swim, my life expectancy in the water is about 13 minutes with hypothermia. Now, that's if the odd great white shark that patrols off the coast here because of the seals and the sea lions and the whales coming through doesn't make a meal of me, okay? So bottom line is nobody goes to the beach here, right? We might as well be in Kansas, all right? Now you go down to Tara's Way in Southern California and the currents run from south to north, and she gets the warm currents from South America. But she also gets the affluent that comes out of the Tijuana River and comes north once in a while to Imperial Beach and those kind of places. Yeah, the great white. Shit. Flan said she had emphysema even though she quit smoking years earlier, but the damage was done. Yeah, so I'm kind of glad. Flan, I quit November 1st, 1995 in Honolulu, Hawaii. I stepped off a plane from Hong Kong. I crumpled up my cigarettes and said, it's never going to be easier to quit than it is right now. And I threw them in a trash can, and I never had another smoke. And that was coming off a pack in the day habit for years in the 90s, 80s and 90s. Yeah, Northern California ocean is freaking cold. Rob says East Coast beaches are better. Yeah, until up to a point. Up to a point. I would argue that the girls look better here on the West Coast, the beach babes. Yeah, we're going down to 54 tonight. Yeah. When I walk to work in the morning, it's usually between 52 and 61 degrees in the morning. And that's down, it can be up in the 90s. We have an extremely wide temperature range because we have very little humidity here. The temperature goes down rapidly once the sun goes down and the marine layer comes in. Mission Beach is the best. I like Pacific Beach. That's my favorite. Right up from Mission Beach. We have a crazy range of temperature here, Flan, because our low humidity doesn't retain the heat at all. Yeah, I mean, I grew up with that. She says we get humidity 80 to 100%. I grew up with that in Baltimore and in Hong Kong. I had enough of that shit. That was it. I don't mind hot weather, but good Lord, that humidity was sucked the breath out of you. I'll be glad to give you Great Lake humidity. I've had it before. I mean, I worked in Hong Kong 5 years and had to wear a suit every day to work, and good Lord, that was something with tropical humidity. Yeah, Unencumbered says I grew up in Atlanta. It was brutal. Yeah, same deal. You know, growing up in Baltimore on Chesapeake Bay, it's brutal. Yeah, Dorothy, they got the old amusement park wooden roller coaster. Yeah, that's at Belmont in San Diego there. Yeah, Flan says, my mom was on oxygen, but damn, when it was humid this summer, it would still bother her a lot. Yeah, because it's hard to extract oxygen from basically water. Most of the free oxygen in that environment's bound to hydrogen. So it's a little harder to extract oxygen from the air. Not to go all chemist on you, but you know, with covalence and valence of atomic structure. What did you say, Professor? Show me again. I didn't get that. Yeah, Unencumbered says, I think that's why I love Vegas. Hot, but not humid. Yeah, that's it. That's exactly right, Unencumbered. They'll talk about the dry heat in Vegas. Exactly. You could be in 90 degrees, which is common in Las Vegas, and you can feel as comfortable. You can actually feel a chill if you're in the shade and the air is blowing. You got to find a way to quit. I just had to gut it up one day and just crumple the pack and just go cold turkey. That was it. Yeah, the first week was tough. I could have bitten the butt end off of an anvil. I mean, that really sucked. But after the first week, it got half as hard as the first week, and every week was half as hard as the prior. You know, it had a half-life phenomena to it. Now I don't have it. Now when I smell smoke, it kind of bothers me. Oh, okay. Let Your Light Shine says it's hot here in the Orange County and our air isn't working, hopefully running tomorrow. Okay, I don't think you guys cool down as much with your marine influence there. Okay, Unencumbered says I have chronic lipidemia because of my breast cancer I suffer here in Illinois, but did well in Vegas and California. Well, God love you, honey. I hope everything works out better for you. Well, Darther says, I tried cold turkey, end up in a stupid emergency room. What happens? Did you threaten to kill somebody or something? You little bastard. Give me a cigarette, you little fucker. Went to the clerk at 7-Eleven. Give me the goddamn cigarettes. Oh, yeah. Let Your Light Shine says we were up north a month ago. Love the 65-degree weather. Love Monterey. Yeah, it's really comfortable in NorCal. It really is in summertime. That's good, Unencumbered. I'm glad to hear that, honey. Yeah, Monterey's beautiful. Carmel, Monterey. You'd love it up in wine country, a little further up in the north end of the bay. Beautiful wine country. It's got like the climate of Tuscany, Italy, and all the beautiful, you just see hills just covered with vineyards and the beautiful big wineries, buildings. Okay, got a heart murmur and withdrawal through my heart out of rhythm. Okay. That's tough. Let It Shine, did you run into Clint Eastwood in around Monterey? Carmel? Your former mayor of Carmel? Go ahead. Make my day. You just have to ask yourself one question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk? You can't shoot me. You can't shoot me. See, I don't have a gun. You can't shoot me. Oh, yeah. Oh, I did a film location of Play Misty for me. Awesome. Wow. Flan says, even now it's after midnight, 88% humidity, and it's 71 degrees. Yeah. I think you're around Toronto, right? Up that way. Thank you, Jerry. Says, hi, Rosie. You look great. How's Missy Jen? She's doing good. She's excited. She's going to have her infusion therapy probably October. Okay, Flan's an hour east of Toronto. So you'd be around, oh, man, I'm trying to think what, opposite Jamestown or something? I don't even know. Watertown, New York? Trying to figure which an hour east of Toronto. I mean, you got Plattsburgh, New York up there. No, Toronto is, what's across from Detroit? Is that Toronto? Oh, north of, okay, around Niagara Falls. All right, yeah, I'm just getting confused. Windsor's across from Detroit, that's right. So you're more like up the Ontario, Lake Ontario. I don't know, Flan, if I lived up there, I'd be fighting urge to go over Niagara Falls in a barrel. Okay, Toronto is an hour and a half from Niagara Falls, New York. Okay, yeah. I knew it wasn't far away, Monica. Okay, 4 hours from Detroit. Unencumbered said that was a nice drive on the way to the hospital, except for the near miss on the highway. That was nice. I'll tell you, I don't know if you saw our video yesterday about driving down that goddamn highway 101 at 6:20 in the morning, and they just switched into the fast lane, the commuter lane, and a goddamn car came up where we just left that space and just smashed full on. That car in front put his brakes on. That bastard hit that thing so hard you could hear heavy metal. Please stop with Canada call. There you go. He's gonna come smack you. That's funny. I mean, I've never been in an accident situation where one happened like 2 feet from me at high speed and I wasn't involved in it. Oh. All right, guys, well, I'm going to go ahead. Pardon me. It's all caught up with me. I loved you guys being here today. Flan, Jerry, Monica, Unencumbered. Awesome. I always have a lot of fun with you guys, and we'll be here to do it for the long run on Saturday night. Dartha, thank you, babe. Go get their, go give the cats the meds. Good night, Maxine. God bless, honey. See you on your, try to check in on your hangout tomorrow. Although Jen and I are going to try to get to a pool. Good night, Lake Shadow. Good night, Monica. Good night, everybody. See safe. I certainly will say hi to Missy. You're welcome. Let your light shine. You're awesome. Nice person. Good night, Sandy. Big hugs. Thank you, everyone. Good night, Jerry. And everybody else out there. Have a wonderful one.